What's up guys, welcome to the video. My name's Josh and today I'm going to give you my top tips if you're just getting into running. So sit back and let's get into it. So as you're aware, the world is currently facing a very difficult challenge. Most of us are isolated to our homes or within a short space of our homes. We can't make it to our weekly workout classes, the gyms are closed, and we're quite restricted in our movements. So quite a lot of us are taking up running. Now this is great, but there are lots of things to consider when taking up running, especially if you're a complete beginner. So today I just want to go through my top tips if you're one of these people. Okay, so my first tip is to start short. Don't worry about how far you're running in the beginning, whether it's 1 kilometre, 2 kilometres or 3 kilometres. The main aim here is just to get a feel for running and try and enjoy it. Which leads me on to my next tip. Run nice and easy. Don't worry about your pace, just get used to the feeling of running, enjoy it for what it is, and make the most of being outside. My third tip is to run on mixed surfaces. Running on different surfaces will make it much easier on your body and you're much less likely to get injured. Tip number 4 is to walk if you need to. We all need to do it from time to time, whether you're a complete beginner or you're an advanced athlete. Sometimes it's just nice to take a step back and have a little walk. Now if you're in the beginning of your running journey, I would recommend by starting off by running for a few minutes and then walking for a few minutes. And gradually over time you can increase the amount of running as opposed to the amount of walking. And this is a really good way to measure your progress. Tip number 5 is to make sure that you always warm up and stretch before you go out running. So things like stretching your quads, your hamstrings, your calf muscles, doing a few warm-up drills. These are all really important to reduce the likelihood of getting injured, and also you're much more likely to enjoy your run if your body's nice and warmed up and it feels smooth and easy when you're running. This leads me on to tip number 6, and that is to do some light stretching after your runs as well. This will make sure that you're cooling down correctly, it'll reduce your recovery time so that you can get back to running as quickly as you want to, and it'll also reduce the likelihood of injuries. So again, stretching the quads, the hamstrings, the calves, doing a light jog just to finish off your run. Whatever it is, just make sure that you're cooling down correctly, doing some light stretching, as this will help the recovery process. Tip number 7, run for distance, not time. In the beginning, do not worry about what pace you're running at. Whether you're running fast or slow, it really doesn't matter. Just go out, run for a certain amount of distance, as this is a really good way to measure your progress, and you can gradually increase this distance over time. Running for pace could put more pressure on you than what it needs to be, and it could increase the likelihood of injury if you're overdoing it in the beginning. This leads me on to tip number 8, and that is to follow the 10% rule. So at the beginning of your running journey, it's important not to overdo it at the start. So I would say, as a good way to measure your progress, you should try and gradually increase the volume by around 10% each week. So if you're running 1 to 2 kilometers in the first week, maybe just increase that by 500 meters in the second week per run, and gradually over time you can keep increasing this until you reach a distance that feels comfortable for you. And for my final tip, if you're just getting into running, keep a log of what you're doing. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, it doesn't even need to be a plan. Just write down what you've been doing and maybe write down a few goals of what you would like to achieve in the coming weeks. I really hope these tips have been of use to you, and of course, welcome to the world of running. If you do have any more questions, please drop them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Also, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching guys, see you in the next one.